What's up, Guardians, and welcome to another Destiny gameplay video. In this video, I'm going to be breaking down some of my initial reactions to these new maps in the Crucible, and kind of how I feel about them. We'll start with Widow's Court, and I'll walk through all of these maps one at a time here. Now, Widow's Court is probably the largest of the four, and in my opinion, the most aesthetically appealing. I just really like the overall look of it. I like the green, I like the overgrown feel. And like, there's a sort of, I don't know, it reminds me of Gears of War, in a sense. Lots of these, like, half-wall, I was trying to see if I could get up on that balcony, which you can't. But there's lots of these, like, half-walls that are laying around, and cars that you can use as cover, almost like you would post up against in Gears. But anyways, I like this map a lot. I like the aesthetics. It's not so much... It doesn't favor snipers as much as I initially thought that it would, just because of its size. And it's kind of square-shaped, and there are these alleyways that you can look down. And there are these long lines of sight, but I have found, in my experience so far, that someone who is a master of blink... By the way, watch this nasty stick from around the church. Anyways, I have found that someone who has mastered blink is... pretty much king on this map. Because of all the horizontal cover, they can blink to and from these half walls. And just pause here. Look at the beautiful scenery. I mean, that church, the cathedral there, looks great. I think they did a fantastic job aesthetically with this map. But anyways, there are some long sight lines you can use a sniper on, but guys who have mastered blink can really disorient and own this map pretty significantly. So I had a lot of fun playing this map. I really liked it in skirmish, actually. It may be a little big for skirmish, but it was fun to kind of work the map together as a team and kind of go around this large square. Kind of we went counterclockwise and just kind of owned the spawn points. But a lot of fun. I really like this map. And most people are saying that this is their favorite, and I think it's just because people generally like this, overall appeal, this aesthetic. And I can't blame them. I really like it too, just the way it looks. I feel like I'm having more fun when I'm in an environment that I like, if that makes sense. And I kind of have this struggle with the Mars maps, is that I just don't like Mars. I'm not a huge fan of the red, the sand. It doesn't seem like an environment that would be comfortable to me. So for some strange reason, even though I like the map, and we'll get to that one next, Black Shield, even though I like the map, I don't like Mars itself, even though it's on Phobos, but it still kind of has that same aesthetic. So let's move on to Black Shield. Honestly, in terms of how the map plays out and the way that it rotates, I think this is my favorite map in terms of how it plays. I really like how this map plays. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of the aesthetic. I feel like this exact same layout on Venus I would like more, but that's just because of the environments that I prefer. But overall, this map, in terms of how it plays, I think is my favorite of the four. Now, it's not that big, but it does have these two distinct sections. One is the indoor section of the base, and the other is this outdoor area right here, which I found is, in my experience so far, I've played several matches here, both in skirmish and in control, and I found that winning matches here kind of centers around owning this part of the map, this outdoor space, because people can get caught inside the building, and you don't really want to get caught inside the building, especially with heavy ammo. And you'll see here, I kind of went ham. I shouldn't have, but I did get a double kill. But anyways, you're just kind of trapped inside. It's really easy to pick you off with heavy, especially with rockets. I do go down here, but even so. So anyways, I found control on the outside is key. Having some fun with the Vestin Dynasty, and I've really been having a lot of fun using lots of different weapons. I'll get to one specifically later, but anyways, Black Shield, really digging this map. I think I like it a lot more for skirmish than for control, and that may just because I prefer skirmish to control, generally speaking. But anyways, I like how you can really pinch enemies in certain areas when you're playing skirmish here. And kind of do exactly what I did right here. We tried to catch them trapped inside this building and come at them from two different corridors, but they managed to get out the side. But anyways, lots of fun. There's these strange little areas like this little cave, this little nook here, And then there's this sort of neglected portion of the map that really I only saw people using it in Control. It's just kind of tucked off to the side. It's kind of this open space, and you haven't seen it yet in this gameplay, but I'll show it here in a second. This guy kept dancing with me throughout the match every time he killed me, so I was dancing back with him. We were having some fun. But anyways, I'll show you that sort of neglected corner here in a second. But yeah, owning these choke points was pretty much the key to winning matches here.
On to the next fight.
And this over here is this sort of neglected corner. I come through the main hub here from the center, and then you come out this side, and I did catch a guy over here, but there's this big open area back here that's kind of neglected. This is the only time in my gameplay that I actually recorded that actually went over here. So yeah, you don't really come back here much, but when you do it, I mean, it's kind of an interesting location to kind of try and own. Overall, I think the skybox looks cool when you look out, and you can see Mars itself, and it actually rotates. So I think a neat map. I really like that map. Next, we have the Thieves' Den. Now, this is a very, very strange map. Aesthetically, when you look out in the skybox, very appealing. It looks like that's the Citadel over there. Could be wrong. And then on the other end of the map, you've got this like old, overgrown Devil Walker. Well, I don't know if it's House of Devils. But anyways, you have this old fallen walker. It's kind of a cool, almost like a lagoon kind of a feel. You almost feel like a pirate in this area, which I think may have been some of their inspiration. Now, honestly, this map is just so weird. It's defined by these tight hallways and corridors, and so while it's overall, while it's decently large and spacious, the ways that you get around the map are these tiny little corridors, and it makes for these really interesting gunfights, like one-on-one with no cover in these long hallways. And then there's this central hub here, and it kind of, the heavy, they spawn so close to each other. There's this heavy here, and the other heavy spawns just down here, down this corridor at the bottom where these guys are that I'm killing. It spawns right up there where this guy's standing. So you're going to have a lot of these heavy fights where people just grab it and run straight at each other. It's kind of cool that you can jump up on this ship, and I found that a lot of people use this room to try and dominate the game. They kind of hang out up here on that ship and try to control these little tight corridors, but it's easy to get overrun in here just because there are so many entrances to it. So it's just kind of this really strange map with these sort of crags and crevices that you're walking through. Aesthetically, I think it looks really cool. I think it's really interesting to look at. Now, shotguns are pretty much, they reign supreme here, I found, just because of all these tight corridors. So you're going to get shotgunned a lot on this map. I think this map is absolutely atrocious for Control. It's just a giant cluster. It's crazy. And so if you haven't had a chance to play Control here yet, once you do, it'll be really fast-paced, and you'll probably die a lot. Now, because of these tight corridors, it makes it so that when you get heavy ammo, especially rockets, it's like I think that the heavy gets off the map pretty quickly in this map. Because all the heavy, you wipe each other pretty quickly. There's just no escaping a rocket launcher, whether it has horseshoes and hand grenades or not. In these tight corridors, you barely have to aim. You just kind of point it down the hallway and let one go, you know. And then there's this tiny little tunnel here. I mean, you feel like your helmet is scratching the top of it. So it's just a bizarre map. I think it's interesting. I kind of like it, but man, is it weird. So I'll be interested to hear your opinions on this map as well. So like I said, shotguns are the way to go here, and you'll find that to be true when you play this map, I think. I like the different colors. You get the blues and the greens, and you get the reds from the tarps and tapestries that are hanging around that are the Fallen's kind of decor, their little Fallen motif. Finally, we have the PlayStation exclusive, the Timekeeper. This map is straight up weird. It has these two distinct sections. One is this outdoor area that has some long sight lines that, you know, I found myself using pulse rifles and sniping. But then there's the rest of the map is just super tight quarters, and it's just laid out very strangely with these Vex architects or architecture. It's just weird. And I'll show you a little bit of both of these. There's lots of vertical space, lots of ups and downs and kill boxes. Now check this out. This is the Ill Will. I just picked this up, and it'll two-shot a guy if you get headshots if he's not spec'd in armor. It's essentially a legendary polite denial. So I had a lot of fun using it on this map, and it's really in this particular gameplay, it's completely vanilla. I don't have any skills unlocked on it. I ended up having like over a 3.0 KD using it. Really like the gun. If you get your hands on it, I'll show you my roll afterwards. I re-rolled this thing literally 50 times to get the perfect roll on it, and I'll show you that at the end of this gameplay. But first I want to talk about Timekeeper, because that's kind of the point of the map. You have this sort of central hub here where these guys are congregating right now, and I just don't recommend going there. I just stopped going there altogether unless I was using a super or trying to push. Generally speaking, it's just a terrible place to hang out because people can come at you from so many different angles. It's just a bad place to be. Now you'll find that a lot of blade dancers kind of own this map, unless you can shut them down like this. Just because of how tight it is, they can kind of get around pretty easily. And you'll see lots of blinkers getting away from you because there's so much horizontal cover that they can blink to and from. And a lot of people will be using shotguns, but if you're hanging out outside here, you could benefit from a sniper rifle, but generally speaking, I don't think you're going to want to use a sniper on this map. So I did enjoy sun singing here just because of it's a small map. It's a very small map, and so you can see lots of enemies. And I thought this guy died, and I was like, hey, wait, I guess I didn't have my melee ability cooled down when I hit him. So anyways, and then there's this weird location for C. It's like underground, and there's a couple of little small entrances like this that lead into it. But man, is it just weird. So capping C, you just want to cap it and get the heck out of there because it is anything but safe. It's down in this terrible kill box. And then here's that central hub I said you should never go into. And I do get overwhelmed. So I'm like, no way, I'm pulling out. So anyways, look at all this horizontal cover you're just running around. You can drive your enemies crazy just running around this map and trying to get them to chase you. And then shut down this blade dancer there. So like I said, you're probably going to want to roll with a shotgun or a fusion rifle here. Maybe even a sidearm like Vestian Dynasty or Dreg's Promise if you were lucky enough to get that exotic bounty. My luck so far in this DLC has been absolutely atrocious. All of my Nightfall runs gave me strange coins. I was like, are you kidding me? So no etheric line has dropped for me. I've farmed the ether chest and I've had no keys. So anyways, but this is my ill will. I got luck in the chamber and final round with only 7 rounds in the mag. On top of that, explosive rounds. So this thing is going to be two-shotting people left and right. I'm really excited to level it up. Well, I hope this was helpful for you guys. Feel free to leave me a comment and let me know how you're feeling about these maps so far. And we'll catch you later.